now begin the trial of the official Pokemon timeline.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Then, Prosecutor Fireally, your opening statement.
The official Pokemon timeline stated cannot be correct because should any two of the games occur at one given time, the other regions would know about the global threat and make notice of it, and would thus be in both games. In addition, Looker has too much credibility to have an 8-year career, and Wally from Alpha Sapphire has no aging at all, yet Red and Blue do from the supposed same time period.
Yes, this is truly interesting. Does this conclude your opening statements?
Yes, Judge Oak.
Then the defense may offer their argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Prosecutor Fireally, you offered as one of your main points the fact that Mega Evolution appears at the beginning and end of the timeline, but seems absent in the middle. I can assure you there's a simple explanation for its absence, but I believe that explanation is best offered by my first witness. The defense calls Lorekeeper Zinnia.
Very well. Witness, state your name and occupation.
My name is Zinnia, Lore Keeper of the Draconid tribe.
Then you may give your testimony.
Zinnia, when a meteorite was headed toward Hoenn, why did you stop the Devon Corporation's plan to teleport the meteor to another dimension?
As I told Steven as well, as our region's champion at the time, teleporting the meteor to another dimension with the link cable that Devon Corporation invented would have just blown that other dimension to pieces. There is another world existing parallel to our own. A world where Mega Evolution is unknown. A world where the Great Pokemon War from thousands of years ago never happened.
Your Honor, based on the witness's testimony, I propose the following. The games that take place between ORAS and X and Y take place in this parallel world where Mega Evolution doesn't exist. That is why we don't see Mega Evolution in these games.
Objection! Zinnia, while you said it prevented intervention with another dimension, it can't be proven that it is a parallel timeline where Mega Evolution does not exist. Many different dimensions exist in this world. Ultra Space, Spatial Rift, and Giratina's Realm are just 3 of them. All should not be messed with. In addition, who says Devon Corp's plan would have failed? Automatic teleportation is already used on the small scale with the teleportation of a 7th caught Pokemon from the trainer to the PC.
Hold it! As you say, many dimensions exist, but that only strengthens the possibility. Zinnia, what did the Devon Corporation call their transdimensional device?
The link cable? I said it before, Twighair.
Your Honor, I'd like to present to the court this device.
What is that device?
This cord was made for the original Game Boy, so players could battle and trade Pokemon between each other. And the device's name is a link cable! Take that! Not only does ORAS take place in another dimension than Ruby and Sapphire, but every Pokemon cartridge takes place in its own dimension.
Objection! The link cable would have been safe, like how players traded Pokemon back in the day if it was the same one as mentioned. Zinnia would have no fear of another dimension being butted into, nor created if it is the same device as the evidence.
You misunderstand the point, Prosecutor Fireally. Of course the link cable is safe. The problem is that teleporting the meteor to another dimension would destroy the planet it's teleported to.
On the contrary, you are the one in misunderstanding, Defendant. The hope was to send it away from the planet, not to another dimension. However, the link cable is also noted in the only mystery dungeon game where a meteor falls from the sky inexplicably, needing a hero to call Rayquaza to destroy it. The device allows the user to evolve that would normally need a trade. If it is to be accepted this is what the link cable would have done, then you accept canonization of the Mystery Dungeon spin-off series. What's more is this alternate dimension would be the world inhabited only by Pokemon.
Order, order! You can't just stand there and argue about it until further evidence is presented. On either side of the court will note that there might or might not be an alternate Pokemon world out there.
My apologies, Your Honor. On to the matters of Wally. There are many explanations for Wally not showing any physical signs of age. He could have used the rejuvenation powers of skincare products, he could have gained the favor of Arceus to gain immortality, or he could have been thrown through time by Dialga or Celebi. Or maybe his disease, whatever it is, just stunted his growth.
Where is your evidence, Defendant Devon?
I don't have any.
Hey, then why bring it up?
I simply wanted to point out that there are other explanations for Wally appearing younger than he should be in the battle tree. There could be any number of explanations for that.
Hold it! Wally isn't the only one to not age with green hair. So am I. The only ones ever. We may be related. I never met him, but his uncle and father both loved him dearly and raised him together. Wally suffered from a strange illness. Perhaps because an older son in the family disappeared one day. If so, that might have been me.
And who might you be?
In, from the Unova region, and former king of Team Plasma.
Is that all you had to say?
Yes. Please, take it into consideration.
Noted.
Of course, how could you overlook such an obvious contradiction?
Of course, there's a significant lessened period of time from your first and second appearance than Wally's supposed 10. You would both be equally different in appearance if it were only 2 years apart.
I'd say that reasoning is scraping the bottom of the bucket a bit. What other evidence have you brought?
I'd say this is more of a stalemate. We have yet to confirm if N really doesn't age or if he's related to Wally. N is only seen to age 2 years. This may be the same case with Wally, but there's no solid ground for anyone here.
Very well. Is there any more evidence or witnesses to be brought forth?
Not on the subject of Wally or aging, Your Honor. However, there are logical deductions to be announced about Mega Evolution.
Then the prosecution may proceed.
With this timeline, Mega Evolution is used before it is even studied with Horus before XY. It is well known that Mega Evolution is extremely rare, and being able to Mega Evolve on the fly with keystones from who knows where, it doesn't add up to be before X and Y. The keystones are guarded in Kalos by Karina's grandfather, and the stones only show up at 8 p.m. Yet in Hoenn, they are all over, with no keystone to be heard of except from Steven Stone, who has had 6 in his possession, the Elite Four being hooked up with it after the first defeat to Brendan. It stands to reason to say these keystones are found in Kalos and must be exported to other regions, but that could only happen when they know what Mega Evolution is and all that it entails.
No comment.
The prosecution has no more to say on the logical appearance of Mega Evolution, and would like to call International Police Officer Looker to the stand.
The prosecution may proceed. Witness, state your name and occupation.
My code name is Looker, and I am a highly ranked international police agent. Justice awaits!
Where'd you appear in the timeline?
My first appearance was in the skies in Pokemon Platinum. Then I appeared in Black and White 1, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and X and Y.
When did you find Annabelle?
That was 10 years ago.
That is the same time as Red and Blue, and Aura supposedly. Yet this would mean both of you would be finding each other at the same time in the same amnesiac condition.
Then the defendant may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Looker, in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you still represent the International Police when you investigate the case of the Ultra Beasts. Is this true?
That is correct.
Well, do you know who we also find in Sun and Moon? None other than Wally fighting in the battle tree, proving that Sun and Moon takes place after Oraz, and not only that, it proves you joined the International Police after Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The logical assumption is that after Looker was found on the beach, unconscious with no memory, he joined the International Police. Without a name to call his own, he was bestowed with his codename, Looker.
Objection! Looker had a mission before this, and it couldn't have been the Ultra Beast because if this were the first, he would simply drop the case as a whole for 10 years when it wasn't really resolved. Also, this would mean he was likely part of the IP beforehand.
I did distinctly remember that I had an important mission after waking up on the shores of Hoenn. I had no details as to what it was, however. My memory was still quite hazy.
That so-called mission could have been anything. Perhaps you were once a private investigator and had a case you were supposed to solve. That could also explain your incredible talent at solving mysteries. It's no stretch to say that because of your sleuthing abilities, you moved up the ranks of the IP quickly, and discovered Annabelle and Alola later that year.
Looker has dedicated his life to protecting the world. It is doubtful he wasn't already part of the IP by the end of Horus. It is worth noting the last case Looker worked on in Kalos was apprehending Zerosic, who has an extremely backstabbing history. He charges the weapon of destruction after Lysander specifically gave Serena the option to stop them, and she did. He also mind-controlled Emma to steal Pokemon in hopes of personal gain. Even Malva says he had to be stopped, and she's part of Team Flare and the Elite Four. Plus, she constantly reminds Serena just how much she hates her because she managed to stop Team Flare. Looker was sending Xerosic to his trial. Do you think Xerosic really went peacefully? He's pulling the exact same stunt he pulled on Serena. He may very well be the cause of Looker losing his memory by attacking him en route to his trial. Otherwise, Looker would have no clear reason to actually go to Hoenn at all.
We can't assume Looker's accident is something we have all the details to support.
I have one last thing to ask Looker. Did you have any Pokemon in Oris, X, Y, or Sun and Moon, but had a Krogonkin Platinum?
Yes, my partner was a Krogonkin Platinum, and he's never been seen again before or after then. He is likely dead.
What was in your possession in Hoenn?
Audilite. I gave it to the person who found me on the beach. I owe a lot to them. If it weren't for that help...
Your Honor, this Mega Evolution Stone does not naturally occur in Hoenn. However, there are several people with Mega Evolution Stones in Kalos with no explanation as to how they got them. It would stand to reason Looker was one of those people.
Does the defendant have anything to add?
Only this, Your Honor. We cannot discount the official Pokemon timeline of simple assumptions. Mega Evolution may very well be a few years old in X and Y, yet still considered a new concept. The timeline cannot be convicted over probably.
Remember, we've already been over the topic of the logic of Mega Evolution's appearance.
If that is all, then I will lay down the verdict on the next episode.